Hello everyone. This is second session of pricing and marketing chapter. And as I said earlier, in this session I am going to discuss the process of setting price. In the first session I have discussed about the significance, importance and the nature of price to a marketer. Then secondly, price and non-price competition. Now in the second session only I will discuss the process of setting price. Now directly I will go to the slide of the process of setting price. Now we'll start this session with the topic the process of setting price. The process of product or service pricing involves the following steps. Number 1, setting pricing objectives. Second, factors affecting demand determination. Then third, analyzing the pricing of competitors. Fourth, selecting a pricing method. And number 5, the selection of a pricing policy. These are the 5 steps a marketer need to follow when setting the price for their product and services. Now we'll go through the detail of the first steps. Now first steps is setting pricing objective. The pricing objective of a company should be in line with its overall objectives. Pricing objective vary from company to company. While one company may price its product with a view to gain a huge market share, another company might aim for long-term sustainability, etc. Some of the pricing objectives of companies are discussed like survival pricing policy. So, in the survival pricing policy, setting price with a view to survive in a highly competitive environment is a short-term objectives. Here marketer might resort to price cut in order to combat the competition. Thus, survival pricing policy refers to the pricing policy where marketer set the price with the objective to survive in the market, reducing or cutting down the price of their product or services. Now next, profit objectives. Marketer price the product with a view to attain maximum profit. They analyze various pricing alternatives and arrive at a pricing strategy that would give maximum profit to the company, and it is also known as profit maximization objectives. Then third objectives may be return on investment. Companies may also price their product with an objective of getting a return on their investment, like 5% return on their investment. Based on that, company may set the price of their product. The next objective may be market share. Most companies price their products with a view to capture a considerable market share. According to them, an increase in market share would lead to increase in profit. Then status quo. Sometimes company maintain stability in price of their product or services. These help in stabilizing the demand for the product in the market and also helps in reducing the potential threat for competition. Now here simply we can say company maintain a particular standard or benchmark, and based on that they set the price of their product. Then last one is product quality. Company may also set price to reflect the quality of the product. The price of the product may also be include the cost incurred on research and development to improve the quality of the product. Also, for some customers, high priced goods imply goods quality. Therefore, companies tries to link price to the product quality. For example, like all Tata products, specifically Tata Salt, based on the product quality pricing. Like this for other objective also, if you do a brainstorming and you think for a while, you can get good examples. Next we'll move to the second steps, that is factor affecting demand determination. Factor affecting demand determination or demand determination. Now forecasting the demand for product or services in the market is essential for marketers before determining price. Companies determine the demand for the product or service with the help of market research team and share forecast. Now here we'll go through some factors like price sensitivity, demand curve, price elasticity of demand to understand the demand determination scenario for the company. Now price sensitivity, like in general, the price of goods when there is a decrease in demand and increase again I am repeating, or I am explaining the price sensitivity again. In general, the price of goods reduce when there is a decrease in demand and increase when there is a increase in demand. This is basically the law of demand. Or we can say when there is a increase in price, demand reduces, or if price decrease, demand increases. So this is how basically the customer are price sensitive. However, this does not always hold true, as customer preference, perception and taste also influence the price to a great extent. Now we'll discuss demand curve. Demand curve can be used as a tool by marketers to analyze the price demand relationship of a product. Organizations use a variety of methods such as analyzing past data, sales and demand, conduct consumer survey, etc. to analyze price demand relationship. Then next is price elasticity of demand. It is the percentage change in quantity demanded of a commodity divided by the percentage change in the price of that commodity. Marketer can easily set the price of their product once they determine the price elasticity of demand. Now price sensitivity, like price sensitivity already I have discussed. So more about the price sensitivity, like which basically helps as a factor that affect demand determination, like unique value effect, substitute awareness, difficulty in comparison, then total expenditure effect, then end benefit effect, share cost, shared cost, then sunk investment, price quality, inventory effect. These are some price sensitivity parameters which marketer need to consider while they determine the demand of their product and service. Then next, in the factor affecting demand determination, demand curve already I have explained. So here I can give a reading of the slide. Like, demand curve is a curve that shows the number of units that market will buy in a given time period at different price that might be charged. Then price elasticity of demand already I have explained, refers to how responsive demand will be to a change in price. That is, price elasticity of demand equal to percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. Now this is pricing and demand curve. So we'll give a look into this and we'll try to understand the overall scenario of the pricing and demand curve. Next, we'll move to the price elasticity of demand. There, inelastic demand, elastic demand are being highlighted. Now the third step, analyzing competitors' cost, price and offers, or we can say that analyzing competitors' pricing. Simply we can say analyzing competitors' pricing or analyzing competitors' cost, price and offers. Every marketer must assess and analyze the competitive environment the firm is operating in. This is necessary because consumer demand pattern is also influenced to a large extent by the price strategies of the competitors. Therefore, it is essential that companies analyze the pricing strategies of competitors and accordingly react to the competitors' moves. A marketer may react either by maintaining the status quo or set price equal to the price offered by the competitors. Sometimes company may also bring down the price of the products in comparison to the price offered by the competitors. This is based, and moreover, like reducing the production cost, then how competitors are reducing the production cost, then what kind of offers competitors are bringing through marketing intelligence systems. Marketer need to do studies regarding the competitors' costing of their product, then pricing, then offers, even upcoming offers if it is possible to collect from the market, then analyzing it and accordingly shaping up the pricing policy or pricing for the company's own product and services. Then number 4 step is selecting a pricing method. In the selecting a pricing method, we will go through some pricing method. Now from this pricing method, marketer may select any one pricing method, but from the theoretical perspective, we'll go through all these pricing method and we will understand what are these. Now first we will start with the markup pricing. In markup pricing, marketer fix a selling price that generally exceed the cost incurred in manufacturing that product. For example, if a company has incurred amount rupees 85 as the cost to make a product, then it might add up a margin of some amount, say 15 rupees, and sell the product at rupees 100. Then we can say 15 rupees. 15 rupees is the markup pricing. Now markup can be expressed as percentage of cost, that is markup divided by cost, and markup can also be expressed as a percentage of selling price, that is markup divided by selling price. So this is basically the markup pricing. And next is target return pricing. With this method, marketer fix a price of the product with a view to get back return on the investment made in manufacturing the product. Target return pricing can be obtained with the help of the following formula. Like I am telling you the formula, that target return pricing equal to unit cost plus desired cost into invested capital divided by unit sales. This is basically the formula to calculate the target return pricing. Return, like company is looking for some return on their investment, and the formula again I am repeating: target return pricing equal to unit cost plus desired cost into invested capital divided by unit sales. Now the perceived value pricing. Companies may also set prices based on the consumer perception value of the product or perceived value of the product or service. Perceived value is calculated as weightage average of the product's perceived attributes scores. Then next, going rate pricing. In this method of pricing, marketers set the price depending upon the prevailing pricing pattern in the market. Companies may also adopt the same pricing strategy as that of competitors. Or simply we can say, in the going rate pricing, marketer follow the major players in the market, and following their pricing policy, company may set up their own price. Own price means price for their product or services. Then next is sealed bid pricing. This method of pricing is more suitable for industrial products. In this method of pricing, the price of the product or service is usually quoted in a sealed cover or envelope. This method is generally adapted for those products that do not have a designated market price, or when it becomes difficult to fix the price because of changing level of quantity parameters and specification demanded by the customer. Now this kind of pricing generally followed by different companies to purchase in bulk quantity. They gives a quotation, then sometimes releasing tender, and going through a proper channel to purchase the product. And basically this responsibility lies with the procurement department of a organization. The next is differentiated pricing. In this method, marketer adapt different price for the same product at different location or even for different customers. For example, petrol is priced differently in different states in India, or same product priced differently, like in retail shop one price, then in supermarket one price, then in multiplex another price. Like if we take example of cold drinks or tea, coffee, so we can see the differentiation pricing. The next is value pricing. In this method of pricing, marketer offers high quality product or services for low price. Value pricing helps the customer perceive that they are getting high quality product at low price. Simply the value for money. What additional benefits value marketer are providing with a price. The next is market skimming. When companies come up with an innovative or a breakthrough technology, they adapt the market skimming strategy. In this method of pricing, marketer set high price while launching the product or services into the market in order to recover their cost as early as possible. So these are some pricing method, and from this pricing method company may follow one pricing method or two pricing method. Like for product and service pricing one method, then for procurement company may follow sealed bid pricing. Next, the last step is the selection of the pricing policy. In the selection of the pricing policy, the pricing policy generally depends upon the internal and external environment in which the company is functioning. Marketers adopt a variety of pricing policy for their companies. The following are some of the pricing policies a company may adopt, like psychological pricing, transfer pricing. First I will discuss the psychological pricing. Like it is being observed that consumer perceive higher price product to be of good quality. For instance, consumer may feel that higher the cost of a silk saree, better will be its quality. Then interestingly, a study observed that consumers are more inclined towards buying a product with a price that ends with an odd number, more precisely 5 or 9, or more specifically with the 9, like 99, 999, 9999. Here marketer may not say 10,000. So if 10,000, it is having a different impact on the customer mind. But if company says that 9,999, so the impact is less with regards to price. So this kind of psychological pricing, or it is also known as odd number pricing, like many companies follows it, especially the television manufacturing companies, then telecom service provider, then Bata shoes also follows this kind of pricing. And what is the influence of psychological pricing on other marketing mix variables? Now, in influence of other marketing mix variable like product, then price, distribution, promotion, or we can say that how the psychological pricing influence the other marketing mix variable like product, price, promotion, and distribution, or we can say place. Like basically it's have a influence on psychological ground. And next we'll discuss transfer pricing. Transfer pricing, here we'll discuss pricing impact on other parties. Now in the transfer pricing, when one division of an organization transfer or sell goods or service to another division of the same organization, the price charged for the goods is called transfer pricing. What I said, I repeat again. When one division of an organization transfer or sells goods or service to another division of the same organization, the price charged for the goods is called transfer pricing. Pricing impact on other parties like supplier, distributor, producer, then substitute producer, that need to be understood. Now in this session we have discussed the process of setting price. Next we will discuss approaches to price adjustment. Then we'll discuss another point, and that is effect of price changes. Effect of price changes. These two topics I will discuss in the third session. Thank you everybody.